Hey friends, welcome to today's Singapore Market Digest. I'm Iggy from the Investing Iguana, and today we're looking at some interesting movements in the Singapore market. We've got some juicy updates on Yangzijiang Shipbuilding, iFast, and a surprising surge in Singapore's gold exports to the US. Let's dive in. First up, let's talk about Yangzijiang Shipbuilding. For those who might not know, Yangzijiang is one of the largest private shipbuilding companies in China. They're listed on the Singapore Exchange under the ticker BS6, SI. Now, here's the scoop. Yangzijiang has been dealing with some choppy waters lately. Customers who started arbitration proceedings against 3 of its units back in 2022 have just been awarded a refund of $332 million in deposits. This whole mess is about orders for 10 vessels worth a whopping $900 million. Now, you might be wondering, Iggy, what's the big deal about a $332 million refund when we're talking about a $900 million order? Well, it's not just about the money. This kind of dispute can shake investor confidence and potentially impact future orders. But here's the interesting part. Despite this news, Yangzijiang's shares actually closed 1.68% higher on Monday, ending at 242. That's a 0.04 increase before the announcement was made. Let's put this in context. Yangzijiang has been riding some pretty big waves lately. They've got an order book worth of $14.5 billion for 182 vessels, which gives them steady earnings visibility up to 2027. That's pretty impressive in the shipbuilding world. Plus, they've been scoring some big wins with alternative-fueled vessels, which are becoming increasingly popular as the industry tries to go green. From a technical analysis standpoint, Yangzijiang stock has been showing some bullish momentum. The moving average convergence divergence MACD chart showed a bullish crossover in late January, which is often a good sign. The relative strength index RSI is sitting at 58, which suggests there's still room for the stock to climb before it hits overbought territory. Now let's sail over to iFast. iFast is a digital banking and investment platform that's been making waves in the fintech world. They're listed on the SGX under the ticker AIY. The big news here is that iFast has just appointed Vincent Tong as the new CEO of their Singapore business arm, iFast Financial. Tong is taking over from Lim Chung Chun, who's still keeping his roles as group CEO and chairman of iFast Corp. This kind of leadership shuffle can often cause some market jitters, but iFast seems to be handling it smoothly. The company made sure to mention that Tong's appointment has already received regulatory approval, which is always a good sign. However, iFast shares did close 0.93% lower on Monday, dropping 0.08 to end at 8.52 before the announcement. Let's zoom out a bit and look at iFast's bigger picture. They've been on quite a journey, expanding their services and even acquiring a bank in the UK. Their market cap is sitting at about SGD 2.54 billion, which is pretty hefty for a fintech company in Singapore. Their trailing PE ratio is around 39, which might seem high, but it's not unusual for growing tech companies. From a technical perspective, iFast stock has been in a bit of a consolidation phase. The stock is trading above its 50-day moving average, which is generally seen as a positive sign. However, the RSI is hovering around 50, suggesting that the stock isn't showing strong momentum in either direction right now. Now let's talk about something that's been catching everyone off guard: Singapore's gold exports to the US. Folks, we're seeing a gold rush, but not the kind you might be thinking of. In January alone, Singapore shipped 11.3 tons of gold to the US. To put that in perspective, it's more than 2/3 of what Singapore exported to the US in the entire year of 2024. So what's driving this golden tide? Well, it's a perfect storm of factors. First, there's fear of trade disruptions. With global tensions rising and talk of tariffs flying around, traders in the US are scrambling to secure physical gold supplies. Second, Singapore has a unique advantage. It's one of the few trade partners that doesn't face US tariffs on gold in any form. That makes Singapore gold particularly attractive to US buyers. This surge in gold exports is having some interesting effects on the market. We're seeing COMEX gold inventories in the US rise significantly, and there's been a widening spread between futures and spot prices. This kind of market behavior often happens when there's uncertainty in the air, and boy, is there plenty of that right now. For Singapore, this gold export boom could be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's great for the country's export numbers and could boost the economy in the short term. On the other hand, if this trend continues, it could potentially lead to tighter supplies in the Asian markets, which might drive up local prices. From a global perspective, this shift in gold flows is a reminder of how interconnected our markets are. A whisper of tariffs in Washington can set off a chain reaction that ends up with tons of gold crossing the Pacific. It's also a testament to Singapore's role as a key player in the global precious metals market. For investors, this gold rush presents some interesting opportunities. Companies involved in gold refining and trading in Singapore might see a boost in their business. It's also worth keeping an eye on how this might affect gold prices both in Singapore and globally. Now let's wrap this up with some key takeaways. First, despite some legal hiccups, Yangzijiang Shipbuilding seems to be staying afloat, with investors showing confidence in their long-term prospects. Second, iFast's leadership change is one to watch, as it could signal new directions for this growing fintech player. And finally, Singapore's gold exports are shining bright, reflecting broader trends in global trade and economic uncertainty. As always, friends, remember that the market is a complex beast. What we're seeing today could change tomorrow, so always do your own research and consider your personal financial situation before making any investment decisions. That's all for today's Singapore Market Digest. I'm Iggy from the Investing Iguana, reminding you to stay curious, stay informed, and keep swimming in these exciting financial waters. Until next time, take care and happy investing.